What's up? Oh shoot. That was loud. Okay. My bad, guys. That was pretty loud on my end. You've been waiting for me? Wow. Thank you for waiting for so long. So I'm going to explain what we're going to do today before the stream starts, okay? Today is gonna be, well, as you guys can tell, a chill stream. But I was requested to do React stuff, and I don't know how it's going to go. I'm honest. Honestly speaking, I don't know how this is going to go. So, kept clicking the channel, checking the channel. You can. I'm very inconsistent with streams, so don't. After a certain point, I think you should just give up. Not gonna lie. After a certain point, if you really want to, you know how the scheduling stuff works. Anyways, as I was saying, it's gonna be mostly React stuff. If we get through it really quick, I'll start playing games, but it's gonna be chill. I hope it's chill, and gonna hopefully be entertaining with React stuff, because I mean, I don't react normally to stuff, so this is gonna be a little interesting, I think. So let me get it started. But is there obsessed with chickens? Ears. Wait. Yes, I'm streaming. We're doing React stuff, so and then we're gonna probably, if we get through everything really quickly, we're just gonna do games. But you know, it really depends on how fast I get through these things. Is my mic working? I see a lot of unnecessary audio going through. You guys hearing me fine? You guys don't hear like background noises and stuff? Weird. Hold on. Did I hear about the new TF2 update? Wait, hold on. Alright, it's off their screen. Relax. Everyone calm down. 26 battery. Go charge your phone. Go charge your iPads and stuff. Oh yeah, someone mentioned like TF2. Oh yeah. No, I didn't hear about the TF2 updates and stuff. Yeah, I didn't know they fixed matchmaking. Like they they actually fix the issues with it, or will they just what do they do with it? Oh wait, hold on. Give me 1 second to fix TTS really quick. Hold on. Gotta fix this really quick. Oh, I have to update it first. Hold on, guys. I gotta update this. I hope it didn't like get destroyed. Hold on. Yeah, I hope it didn't get destroyed. Okay, platforms, YouTube. Gotta log in. Okay, logged in. Connected. Okay. Properties. Speaker bot. Test message.
T-Pong says test message.
Okay. It works.
Ian Abdi Z8L says apple crumble.
Alright, so you guys might get your ears blasted.
Bobby_Koki
So
says I lie to Strocket.
let me know if the audio is like crazy. Wait, is it double audioing? Is there double audioing?
Infomex says the audio is crazy loud. Ian Abdi Z8L says works.
I'm gonna mute that then. Audio is crazy loud. Okay, let me lower it. The TTS, right? Or is it my mic that's loud? Or is it like background noises? Because it says it's picking up background noises here, but I don't know if it's actually like playing.
Ian Abdi Z8L says double audioing.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I turned off one of the audio captures. I just need to know if the mic audio is okay too, because it's showing me that
start
it's...
the video. Let me hear how loud the audio is.
Well, let's so the mic is okay, guys. You guys are okay with the mic audio? That you guys don't hear anything when I'm silent? It's all good? Okay. If it's all good, then let's test the video audio. See how that is. Okay, brace yourselves, everyone. Brace yourselves.
This is the ultimate loadout for heavy, although the second banana is kind of interchangeable with the Sandvig, and the Tommy Slav is kind of interchangeable with the minigun. But the gloves, I wouldn't change these for the world.
Warning, these are opinions from...
That is loud.
Ian Abdi Z8L says I need a lot of audio.
You need a lot of audio. Okay, let me lower it. You don't hear anything bad? You're not supposed to hear anything bad.
From someone who is bad at heavy and who doesn't main this class as he mains a good class. LOL.
Anyway, let's start as always by looking at the official weapon tier list for heavy, which is funny because it's not official, and then I'll go through some of the best weapons he has to offer and try and justify this choice of loadout. We will look at the B tier weapons and above, and although this list may not be perfect, I think it's good enough to give us an idea as to which weapons we need to take a look at more closely.
Ian Abdi Z8L says that heavy is cake.
Is the audio okay, guys? You guys are okay with the audio? It's not too overwhelming? I don't want to blast your ears if it's too loud still.
Informex says turn up TDS volume a bit.
TTS? Okay. A little bit. Okay, so I turned it up a bit. Let me know how that is. So everything else is okay, right, guys? You guys are okay with everything else? My chat's gone.
Ian Abdi Z8L says I'm not okay with apple crumble.
Audio's good? We're good, guys? We're good on the audio?
Ian Abdi Z8L says video is lagging.
It's not playing, that's why. I paused it so you guys can test to see if the audio's working with you guys. I don't want to rewatch the VOD and be like, oh my gosh, you guys didn't tell me this or that.
Informex says play the video a bit.
Okay.
And which we can dismiss for this video. But let me know in the comments.
But I want to say something here real quick. I feel like these two shouldn't be in don't. That's all I want to
Ian
say.
If you
Abdi
spot one that you
Z8L
think
says
should have
you
been
are
given
playing
more
Clash of
attention.
Clans.
I'm not playing Clash of Clans.
I think it's fair to say that the stock minigun and Tommy Slab are generally considered the best primaries for heavy. There are a lot of videos comparing the two, but I don't think there's an overall consensus as to which is the superior weapon. Two of the more popular videos on the topic, from Big Joey and Zesty Jesus, use different methods to try and determine which is the best and come to different conclusions. One focuses on the damage done at each range in a heavy versus heavy duel and shows the Tommy Slab to win out in 5 out of 6 of the situations used in the video, and the other measures stats over a number of games and shows the stock to generally perform better, averaging at around 10% more DPS throughout the game. Both are pretty compelling pieces of evidence, and for the most part, for us peasant pub dwellers, whatever you enjoy using is probably fine. And perhaps this is one of those cases where you could pick one of the two depending on the map you're playing, just to optimize that damage you're putting out that tiny bit more. Not that I bother switching loadouts, of course, I'm far too lazy for that. Plus, more importantly, I have this beautiful Tommy Slab gifted to me by Zesty Jesus, which is far too pretty not to use. Thanks again for that, by the way. So I do tend to lean towards the Tommy Slab, and I think it's because I feel like I spend a lot of my time at mid-range. This might be because I'm terrible at heavy, I'm not sure. And at close range, any of the primaries are going to absolutely shred. So my logic is, why not pick the primary that tends to do slightly better at longer ranges? But I have to say I also enjoy the slightly faster spin-up time, which has a subtle but noticeable impact on the flow of your game, and of course the fact that the Tomislav is silent when spun up is another massively useful feature. It may seem like a small perk, but I probably get value from this in every single game, as it allows me to ambush enemies and play as the fat spy. It also has the benefit of allowing you to hear important sound cues too, which would normally be drowned out by the minigun. For this video I wanted to do some additional research though, and see if anyone else has any opinions on this matter.
If you use the Tomislav, I hate you.
I also found this video.
Like, I would pretty much always say minigun. The Tomislav is really good if you're like shooting bulkier classes from like a medium range. You can play just fine with both miniguns. The Tomislav is also really good because it uses less ammo per fire slur. I'd say stick to what you do better with. You are not at a disadvantage for preferring one over the other.
There are clearly lots of factors involved, but it seems like there's not a huge amount in it. On a side note, because the differences in the two weapons does feel quite subtle, I would love to see some tweaks that pushes the concept of the Tomislav even further to help distinguish the two weapons a little more. Perhaps giving it even more accuracy, even faster spin up time, but even less damage or something like that. As I've said many times before, my favourite kind of weapon unlocks are those that are really distinct and make you play the game differently. And I think Heavy probably suffers one of the most from a lack of diversity, especially for his primary weapons. But don't worry though, we have recently had the Heavy update.
Zesty Jesus for a weapon you got.
Such a good hat and a welcome update. But yeah, the Heavy update, it's still coming any minute now. Just you wait, I still have faith. Finally, the Natasha is pretty awesome too, and it had been so long since I'd used it that I'd completely forgotten about the plus 20% damage resistance when spun up and when your health is at less than 50%. But it's probably the longer spin up time as well as the reduced damage that puts me off a little bit, but I still think it's probably a slightly underrated weapon. But let me know what you think in the comments below. The Sandwich and Banana are both god tier weapons, that's indisputable, and if you choose the Sandwich that's fine, I won't hate you too much, but let me explain why the Banana is far superior and why all my opinions are right, and it's not just because it's mildly phallic. It's simply because in my personal experience I don't usually need the full 300 health from a Sandwich, so I'm happy to trade 100 of that health for a faster cooldown, and 25.5 seconds to 10 seconds is a big reduction in the cooldown. Now I realise the Banana is the selfish man's secondary snack, as it provides less health when shared with others, although remember you can throw it more often, but who cares about other people, especially when you're bad at Heavy and forget to heal people who are slowly dying in front of you anyway. The second Banana is another one I would love to see a slightly more extreme version of. What if, for example, it granted only 100 health but took only a couple of seconds to use? No idea if that's broken, but again I like how that would mean it would become very different to the trusty Sandwich. Now I have to give the Delocos bar a quick mention. I love the Chocky bar, don't get me wrong, love the concept. It's more about front loading that health rather than recovering from a fight afterwards, but 50 health doesn't feel like a big enough game changer for me. I feel like in the middle of a fight I'd probably be retreating at approximately the same time, but my experience with the item is pretty limited, so let me know if I'm missing anything with this one. And finally, let's talk about shotguns. The best thing about shotguns in my opinion is that it gives you protection as you're traversing the map, especially as you head to the front lines and you're under the gaze of watchful spies. It makes you feel so much more mobile and so much more secure to have a means of protecting yourself, and it makes me feel, I guess, less of a moving sentry gun where you relocate and then start laying down fire. It allows you to be a part of the fight whilst moving too, and it's actually also just a really fun way to play Heavy. However, once you start to rely on the ability to quickly heal yourself at a press of a button at any given moment, it's really hard not to miss it when that's gone. And when you are actually at the front lines trying to deal as much damage as possible, then for the most part you're going to want to be using your primary, and if you're careful you'll rarely run out of ammo too. In terms of the panic attack versus stock shotgun, a wise man once told me that anywhere the shotgun is good, the panic attack is better, and because I don't really use the panic attack much, I have no idea if that's true, so I'm going to take their word for it. I don't know who it was just probably some troll child on the internet who had no idea what they're talking about. Oh god, leave me alone. Okay, last but not least, what's the best melee weapon for heavy? And I think this is the most interesting question, as there are so many great options.
Is he gonna talk about?
Ian Abdi Z8L says the face in the corner, squint squint asterisk.
Wait.
Each offering
just
a
explaining
different
why
utility.
this
I
loadout
expect
is
that
the
if I did
best,
a
I guess.
poll, I would find that the most popular melee weapon for heavy are the Fists of Steel, allowing players to take 40% less damage from range sources, which is an incredible useful utility. And all you need to sacrifice is the use of your melee weapon as a melee weapon, as they make you twice as vulnerable to melee attacks, but this really isn't much of a big deal because you don't have to use your melee weapon as the heavy that often. So the Fists of Steel really are a pretty incredible weapon and a clear upgrade from stock, as they allow you to more safely close the distance to the enemy, escape through dangerous sight lines, check where snipers are positioned, and even tank headshots from snipers, greatly reducing the lethality of one of your biggest counters. So I absolutely use these, apart from the fact that I don't. And that's because I'm in love.
Ian Abdi Z8L
I am in
says
love
head
with
in
the gloves of
corner,
running amazingly.
Squint, squint, shrinking
Why?
face
Because they
asterisk.
grant you an incredibly useful utility, and if used well, you get this with pretty much no downside. If you use these for nothing but getting to the front
The
line,
head is
you
in
can
the
simply
corner for
switch back
real.
to your primary a few seconds before you get there, or if you're accompanied by a medic,
Put a
you don't
big
even
red
have to
arrow
do this,
on
allowing
my-
you to get to the
pointing
fight
towards
quicker,
my
basically
head.
for free. And often this extra speed while rolling out allows you to take a much more favourable position for the first fight, especially when playing on Koth maps. The Heavy's biggest weakness is that he is a big, fat, slow, fatty fat man who's slow. Sorry, Heavy mains. So anything to increase his speed is super valuable. And on top of this, what's the most important thing a Heavy player needs to know about and be good at? Aside from tracking, it's
Ashy Trace
positioning,
says
and these
crazy.
help a lot with
I
that
was
too,
crazy
allowing
once.
you to more quickly
They locked me
relocate
in a
between
room.
fights to keep the enemies
rubber
on their
room.
toes. And in my experience,
rubber
they can
room with
even be
rats.
useful mid-fight.
And rats drive
30%
me
faster
crazy.
movement speed may not seem like much, but it can be enough to make that sniper miss their shot or to dodge a spy's backstab and just allow you to duke out that fist fight to finish someone off or escape situations where you absolutely should have died. When equipped, your max health of course drains by 10 HP per second, which is obviously a huge downside and changes how you use your melee slot entirely, but that's kind of partly why I like it so much. The gloves of running outstandingly are also just a lot of fun to use too, as it makes your downtime in the game a little bit more interesting, and it makes you feel a little bit more like you're doing something when you're just holding down that W to get across the map. I think since the change that came with the Jungle Inferno update in 2017, a lot of people have dismissed this item, and I think they're kind of underrated by many. In this update, there was a change from taking mini crits when active and for a short period after changing to another weapon to the new health draining mechanic, and I don't think it was as big of a nerf as some people may have thought. I'm pretty much a simp for the gloves of running beautifully, and there's nothing you can do to stop me loving them forevermore. Plus they have flames on them and stuff, so that's pretty cool. The one last weapon I wanted to mention are the KGB. I'm
You're
not
gonna
sure
scare off the
exactly
viewers.
where
Please
these
don't
sit.
talk about
I'm not
it.
a fan of them, but I've spoken to people who kind of rate them. They're probably better than stock because you have this interesting perk that you almost get for free, granting the player crits on all of their weapons every time you get a melee kill, but I feel like you do this so rarely in a game unless you're coordinating with a medic, so you're not always getting value out of these, whereas with the Fists of Steel and the gloves of running greatly, you're using pretty much all the time. Oh yeah, and the gentle tickle mittens, they're really good too because they're tickly, and also because they help you murder people when they're Ubered. So there you have it. What do you think of that? And when I looked more closely,
Wait, is he saying this is the best loadout? This guy is saying this is the objective best loadout right here? Is that what this guy is saying right now?
this loadout, I realised that they all kind of increased the speed of the Heavy's gameplay, in a way
says
anyway.
yes.
The Tomislav
The
spins
fuck?
up quicker, the second banana's cooldown is quicker, and the gloves of running amazingly are, well, they literally just go faster gloves. This is the speedy loadout for Heavy, or at least about as speedy as the Heavy gets anyway, unless you
Ian
count
Abdi
Fat Scout that
Z8L
is.
says he
And if we
said
were
in
to
his
summarise
opinion
this
it's the
video,
best.
I love the speedy gloves of running gloriously.
THOI637 says, why do you believe it isn't the best loadout?
Come to Bandwagon!
Need a dispenser here.
DZ8L says, who's playing the game, bro?
Stand back so you can cut!
Huh. Who's playing the game, bro? Not me. This guy. I don't know. I'm not a heavy main, so I can't really like. I don't want to just be like, "Hey, this is fucking wrong."
THOI637 says, why it isn't the best loadout.
I can agree on the Gru. It's definitely arguably the best because of that speed boost. The banana and the sandwich, though. I would say sandwich would be better, though. Even though banana is faster.
Ian Abdi Z8L says, squinting mouth hum asterisk.
I think sandwich is better. Wait, hold on, I gotta check out. Oh.
Informex says, do you play better with sandwich or banana?
$21%, let's say. For 10 seconds. 40.
Ian Abdi Z8L says, have you only been searching the second banana?
I would say sandwich is better. I have to think about because you have to think about like the context as well. Like if you're eating the second banana, right? It's gonna be healing you for 50, 75 health. What is 75 for? 50. Oh. Wait, how much does it heal? Oh, one dropped. So how much? It heals 200. Wait, no. When eaten 4 times 50.
Ian Abdi Z8L
Oh,
says,
so it heals
Mr.
200.
Guess what?
This one heals 300.
Informex says you get
Well,
more
sandwich,
health
you're gonna
over
be in the
time,
battle
but
longer,
you
right?
are also wasting more time
So
eating. IonAptZ8L says chicken
you're gonna
butt.
be engaged pretty much longer for a longer time than if you're using second banana. $30. But if you heal with this, you're waiting 10 seconds and you're leaving to heal
THOI637 says
again.
chocolate better.
Yeah, you're wasting time eating long for a longer time when you could be fighting. That's what I'm thinking about in the context of like
Informex
in
says,
an
have
actual
you tried
match,
banana?
right? Is it better to have the sandwich or the banana? Where the banana, you can deploy it more often.
IonAptZ8L says 2FORT is good
And use
bad.
it more often. A sandwich, you have a longer cooldown, but you're able to fight longer. And then you have to think about like how heavy it's played in general. I want to say the banana is better because you're in the battle longer. Oh my god, I can't speak. So you're able to be more in the front lines. So if you have the banana, right, when are you gonna realistically try to eat it? You're gonna eat it when you're at like low health. Usually at like 100 health. Around there is when you're going to be really running away to eat. But if you eat, like if you go for this, wait, no, the heal's 200. I keep forgetting. Wait, so it heals 200. What the fuck? Why is this so confusing? I'm stupid. Small instead of medium. Medium health kit could be better. Not gonna lie, a free medium kit rather than a small kit. It could heal a soldier and then he can go back into fighting. Or heal someone else's, like a medic who's low, so he can tank another hit from like a rocket or something. It's just, yeah, if I weigh like the pros and cons of this, oh man, because if you're gonna be using the second banana, right, you're gonna be like having to retreat more often, and you're not gonna be like firing. So you have to also consider the fact that you have to fight, and your primary weapon has a rev up. And if you're constantly swapping to heal and fire, you're just wasting time too. But if you use a sandwich,
IonAptZ8L says fresh installs waste a sandwich.
they're equal then?
Informex says they're equal then, since it's hard for you to decide.
Yeah, I guess in a way, but I would say Honestly speaking, I think sandwich is better. Like in more situations. Like it's more versatile, I guess, in a way. And allows Heavy to kind of like focus on the fight rather than healing. So I would say sandwich. That's me. I would say sandwich. Primary is fine. Tomislav is definitely overall gonna help you win battles and stuff. Stock is also pretty solid.
THOI637 says isn't stock better?
Not necessarily. Like again, like it's a lot better for like Tomislav is a lot better for medium range fights. And minigun is better for close ranged. So they're interchangeable. Like depends on the map. If it's something like what's a good kind of openish map is like
INAPDZ8L says I use the second banana on 2-4 the best map asterisk but I use the sandwich on payloads.
Like if it's like Badwater, yeah, if it's like Badwater, I think Tomislav would win. Just because you have like these long open areas pretty much. There's no like very close quarters combat you're gonna be seeing much. Yeah, so Tomislav is probably better in this case, but in a map like let's say probably Harvest TF2. Like the point is in an enclosed area,
says,
so
didn't you say before you loved
a
Natasha?
minigun would probably be better.
INAPDZ8L says on Harvest it is Natasha.
Natasha on Harvest? You can use Natasha. Natasha, I used to love playing Natasha. It's definitely, for me, a really solid weapon. Still is a solid weapon, but I wouldn't... I guess if you want to optimize everything, minigun definitely comes up on top. Because sometimes the rev up is definitely a downfall here. The longer rev. I'm pretty sure it's a longer rev.
THOI637 says why is family business bad? INAPDZ8L says but I am a sniper and spy main.
%30 longer spin up time, yeah. And 25% less damage. Yeah, it's a little rough, but it won't matter if you're having a minigun, to be quite honest, sometimes. But you like in micro fights, like fights that the slimmest of slims matter, this is gonna hurt. Why is family business bad? Did I say it's bad?
INAPDZ8L says family business is good for soldier pyro demo sniper spy scout NG.
Only Havoc can use it. Pretty sure. And only Havoc can use family business. I don't think it's bad. Maybe because of the damage penalty. I don't really know. I don't really use it though. I'm not really a shotgun heavy guy. You're a sniper and spying me. That's so real. I can understand these two being down here, but I don't think these two should be here as well. The Brass Beast and Heal Long Heater. They're not dookie like poop, you know? Yeah. People are saying, yeah, it's better than stock and panic attack.
Informex says the fist should be F tier. Ian Abdi Z8L says family business is good for soldier, pyro, demo, sniper, spy, NG, medic, scout to kill them.
I think he's overall solid. I don't think. I think the. I think he's better than stock. That's my. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's better than stock though. The fish should be F tier. There's no, it should not. It should always be above this. The warrior spirit. The fish should always be above the warrior spirit and the eviction notice. These two are like bottom tier melees.
Ian Abdi Z8L says so, put the family business in S tier.
For shotgun, yeah, I would say it's S tier. This is not my tier list, by the way. So just letting you all know this is someone else's. I'm just reacting to it. I would put the miniguns in like maybe the Hualong Heater in C tier, but it could definitely be like an S or A tier if it's like a payload map. Brass Beast I would put in like a bit good B tier. I certainly wouldn't put it in crappy, I'm not gonna lie. The chocolate. Chocolate is situational for me. I would say it's a bit good though. I want to say it's like awesome. Okay, well,
Informex says brass is so good, why is it in the last tier?
I don't know. I don't think
Ian
it's
Abdi Z8L says the best reskins, can we watch that?
the best reskins. Where? Oh, what is the TFT's best weaponry skin? Okay, let me do soldier and
Rocket Man from Team Defense 4. He likes.
Ian Abdi Z8L
Do you have a
says the beast
sniper one?
breast is the best.
You didn't do one for sniper?
Ian Abdi Z8L says Brast Beast.
Oh, you only did 5 of them.
Do you wish?
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Best loadout for soldier.
War. He's jingoistic. What the f does that mean?
Jingoistic.
He likes war. Cool. So he has lots of war tools. War tools slot 1. These 3 are the best, and they are
Ian
also
Abdi
actually the same thing.
Z8L says half your face is gone.
My face is gone. Should I put my face in the middle of the screen?
THOI637 says
right
because
here.
he's black.
I'll put myself right here.
Ian Abdi Z8L says demo and soldier bout to kiss.
Oh wait, no, I could put like down here. Yep. You guys can see me now.
This one is an abomination. This one looks like a
Infomex
BB.
says,
It's actually
"Do
the
you
best
blink
one,
this
because rockets
much
come
in
from the
real
middle.
life?"
This is the one that everyone who doesn't...
No. I don't.
know what a crutch is calls a
Sometimes.
crutch. It's also a good melee weapon. Does loads of damage that one time you hit someone in the entire game. This one actually is a crutch.
Gay box.
Use it with the conch to be invincible. Oh, I died. The libtard launcher has no oomph, but you can jump around a lot, shoot in a more speedy way. That's nice. This is a meme. This is okay, but it's also a meme. This is a meme spoon enabler. Use it with the meme spoon. For Rocketman War Tool slot 2, choose a shotgun, or the jumpy feet. Any shotgun will do. The burst one, or the speedy one, or the shotgunny one. Banners are fun, but involve you needing a team, so don't bother. This is an abomination. This is a meme,
So
unless
true.
you use it with the other meme. Then it's slightly less of a meme, but still a meme. This is just a cosmetic they put in the wrong place. They don't do anything. I checked. Yep, nothing. Okay, close range stabby weapons. Don't use the spade, it's bad. Unless it's the meme spoon spade, then it's okay, if you're really good at the game. This is boring. Don't use it. Are you boring? I'm bored. This is faking gay. This is pretty cool, but don't use it. That leaves 2 weapons left. Use this one to go fast when you're...
Hold on. They had the Teto they added the Teto
gay.
weapon?
This is...
Teto, they added a weapon for you.
Then it's okay, if you're really good at the game. This is
This
boring.
one.
Don't use it. Are you boring? I'm bored. This is faking gay.
Oh my god. Teto. They shouted you out.
This is pretty cool, but don't use it. That leaves 2 weapons left. Use this one to go fast when you're dead, or use this one to go fast when you're alive, but this one is better, because I'm always dead. So what I'm trying to say is, this is the best loadout for soldier. Or the
Oh yeah, no.
shotgun. For this video I read stuff and learnt stuff. It was the worst. What did I learn? Soldier has 26 unlocks, and most of them are okay. This is the official tier list. It's funny because it's not official. He has 2 god tier weapons for each slot. They are so god tier, they will immediately make you a god. This weapon has a whole extra rocket. Still does less damage. What a loser. It doesn't hurt as much to use, and the rockets are so fast they will blow your mind, but it still does less damage. The verdict? Trash. But it's okay. The speedy shotgun is really good. Why don't people think this is good? I think it's good. Do people think this is good? If you don't need the 5th shot, then you are literally holding a direct
let me watch
upgrade.
this
Direct
first.
upgrades feel
Rocknick
nice.
says
Oh
real
look, someone
gun
in the
boots
sky.
are goat.
Dead. Can we talk about these again? Stock is best, but slightly better stock is better. Except your face gets clawed at. That's annoying. The game is in early access though, so it's forgivable. Oh wait, it's 10 years old. This gun makes me play better. I look mighty fine when using it, but I still don't use it, because it looks like a pee-pee. To scale. This is a monstrosity, and it makes me want to be physically sick. I'm currently being sick all over my lap. It's warm. Remember when weapon stats were simple? Less rockets, more health. Nice. Now we have this. Describe it. It's stock, but it has a super powerful shot, but also no ammo though. But it isn't good at doing the buildings, and it's also bad at crits. Cow Mangler goes brr. I think it should be illegal. If you use this, you should be illegal. It got banned from 6s, so it's already illegal. Your secondary decides your fate. Shotgun or gunboats. Roma or
Makes
pocket.
sense.
Bounce or waddle. Both are very good. That's annoying. Can I have 4 weapons please? No? Okay, I'll use the boots. I'm bad at jumping, but at least with boots on, when I get there I'm not dead. This one makes you a speedy man, but only when you are half dead. Wait, that's when I most want to be a speedy man. That's great. I love this. This saves my life exactly 1 time each game, but sometimes 2 or 3 times. I think I'll get this printed on a pillow, so I can run away with it in my dreams. But this is good too. I won't disown you for using this, because you can make the fat one run faster, and the busy one, and anyone. Okay, I think that's all I need to say. Soldier is pretty fun, and joingallistic.
Jingoistic.
Okay, bye.
That's so real.
Ian Abdi Z8L says Mr. T-Punk likes men is crazy.
What's up, Rod? Yo, when I saw... Wait. Hold on.
THOI637 says it's the best soldier's loadout.
When I when I saw this, I was just like, "What the fuck?"
Rognik says good day.
That was just
How
so
are you
funny
doing?
to me.
Informex says are you now going to use more escape plan?
Nah, I'm not gonna use more escape plan. Escape plan is good, for sure, but not that
Tier
good.
list. It's funny because it's not official. He has.
Oh, wait, let me go.
I
Let me
learned.
try to
Soldier has
snap
26
that.
unlocks, and most of them are okay. This is the official tier list. It's funny because it's not.
Okay, there we go. Good enough. Like, for me, it's the original. The original is definitely a lot better.
Ian Abdi Z8L says Mr.
Not
T-Punk is
like a
exposed
lot
in the
better,
Big
but
26.
it's great. It's great for
THOI637
rocket
says
jumping.
it's the cow mangler that good.
I'm doing good though, Rock. Thanks for dropping by. Is Cow Mangler that good? Yeah, it's good. The only downside for the Cow Mangler, like the biggest one, which is why it's inferior to like stock,
Rognik says
is the fact
LMAO.
that it can't kill
the best
buildings.
rocket launchers are the stock and basically a reskin.
Yeah. The stock is good. Yeah, so that's what, if it could hurt buildings
says then why
normally,
when I Uber cow mangler he hits the sentry with a melee.
because Cow Mangler has a damage penalty on
Ian Abdi
buildings.
Z8L says I don't use cow mangler.
Did you not watch the medic video I gave you, bro? You still haven't watched it? Yeah, so it deals about 20% damage to buildings, which is why it's horrendous. But if it didn't have that penalty, it would be amazing. It would honestly probably be better than it'd definitely be better than stock, for sure. Because it already has infinite ammo, a charge shot that
Rognik
can
says we should watch 10-hour
burn
pink
people.
fluffy unicorn.
Anyways, as I was saying, it has infinite ammo, a charge shot, and those two things by itself just makes it better than stock. But the fact that it has building damage penalty is horrible.
THOI637 says what is that space pistol?
The Righteous Bison.
Ian Abdi Z8L says yes, great choice, let's do it fluffy unicorn.
Right there. Oh wait, you can't see it. I'm gonna move myself back down to the corner.
THOI637 says what does the bison do? Informex
Right here,
says
man.
use the charge shot for buildings.
Right here. It's laser. Slow laser.
THOI637 says you're the one with 30k of hours in game.
It's right here. Just read it. Oh, it's right here too. Does not require ammo. Projectile penetrates enemy
Ian
targets.
Abdi Z8L says the bison doesn't deserve to exist, that's what it does.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
TH3KR0S786 says win the cup of tea face. THOI637 says why is bison bad?
Why is bison bag? I'm pretty sure it's because it has a bug with it that doesn't allow it to actually work properly.
Rognik says I wouldn't be surprised if the U had a playtime of 10 minutes with the bison.
Oh no, that's Thompson, I think. It's just not that good. Compared to like shotgun or like the boots, it's not that good.
Ian Abdi Z8L says because it has a slow firing speed projectiles it's a disgrace.
Yeah, that too. It's very slow. Oh, well, it's slow enough to make it so that it's a problem. So. It's not that good.
THOI637 says why you don't use the parachute.
Because parachutes, you don't need to use the parachute at all. Wow, only when you use the airstrike, which is, yeah, for sure, it's in the bottom here. Would you ever really need to use the airstrike? Or I guess if you're doing rocket jumping with the rocket jumper, sure. But like, yeah, I'm more of a whip guy because it's more for teams.
Ian Abdi Z8L
and also
says
because I play aggressive soldier, so
is the knife, it can't hit you.
When I play soldier, escape plan is not really gonna help me in most situations, just because of how aggressive I am.
Rognik says whip also has an extended range.
Yeah, it also has an extended range, so
Ian Abdi
melee
Z8L
fights
says
are
racist.
definitely better. Racist, what? Banners, yeah. Banners, the only problem with banners is that they're good, but you need a team to coordinate with. Direct hit is definitely really good, but that's if you can hit all your shots.
Ian Abdi Z8L says Mr. T Punk I deleted the message.
Thank you. I guess. I mean, I think I'm not really a shotgun guy, but I think this is pretty accurate as like how I would do it too. I hated that pyro. What a virgin. That guy was a virgin. Super virgin. Reddit mod.
Ian Abdi Z8L says the best reskins now? Or nat?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with most of this. Best reskins. I forget which one. It was by Great Blue, right?
THOI637 says is Pain Train good?
Nah. Not worth it.
Ian Abdi Z8L says yet.
Make hard work.
Weapon reskins in TF2 have always seemed like a strange case to me. On one hand, if you like how a weapon works but hate how it looks, it's nice to have another option to choose from. But on the other hand, not every reskin is necessarily better than the weapon it's replacing, so sometimes there's no point in even using them. Okay, sorry, couldn't resist starting a video like that. Yeah, so with weapon reskins becoming sort of a meme on my channel
Robnik
for some reason, what better way to end the year than giving a comprehensive breakdown of all the reskins in the game? And by that I mean just telling you which ones I think are the best, because there's not really much to objectively break down that I haven't in another video already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through every reskin in the game, compare it to its counterpart, and pick which version I think is better. At the end, I'll tally up how many times the reskins won versus the normal versions, and that way we can definitively decide whether weapon reskins are better than stock. As for how I'm going to handle war paints and festives and whatnot, I'm lumping those under the normal weapon category instead of counting them as their own type of reskin. You might think that would tip the balance in favor of the stock weapons significantly, but trust me when I say they need all the help they can get. And last thing before I begin, I feel the need to reiterate that this is just my opinion and the points are more for fun instead of being super serious. I would still love to hear your opinions in the comments if you disagree, but there's no reason to get mad at mine. Okay, let's go. Starting off with Scout, there are 6 reskins to look at. The Luger Morph, Capper, Mutated Milk, Bat Saber, Unarmed Combat, and 3-Rune Blade are all functional replacements to an otherwise identical weapon. So let's start with the easy choices and work our way down. Unsurprisingly, the Bat Saber is the clear-cut winner over the Bat. I mean, come on, it's a literal lightsaber. Why wouldn't you use this thing? Ah, yeah, that's why. The main thing going against the Bat Saber is that it is dummy expensive, quintuply so if you want a strange version, but honestly, I feel like you're getting what you pay for here. The 3-Rune Blade also wins pretty handily over the Boston Basher, considering that I am a sucker for swords and this thing looks sick. The lack of a strange version is a pretty apparent issue for me though, since in most cases I do refuse to use a weapon if it isn't strange. But considering that I rarely use the Boston Basher to get actual kills, I'm definitely willing to make an exception here and declare the 3-Rune the victor. The Holy Mackerel versus the Unarmed Combat was pretty difficult because both of the weapons are pretty goofy in their own respects, but I think on an empirical goofiness scale, the concept of beating someone with a fish slightly edges out beating him with a disembodied arm. Apparently they're both against the law, but one of them gets you put into a lengthy police interrogation while the other's an open and shut case that only comes with several $1,000s in fines. So, because I'm never getting those 12 hours back from the interrogators, I'll give this point to the Mackerel. The Mad Milk versus the Mutated Milk is a bit unfair, considering that one of them is actually objectively better than the other. If you've watched my videos before, specifically this one, you know exactly which one it is. If not, I would recommend doing so for a better explanation, but the long short of it is that the bread throwables actually travel slightly farther than the normal versions. But pay to win aside, the Mutated Milk can also do this. So it gets the point either way. And finally, Scout has one of the weapons with 2 different reskins, making the choice between 3 total weapons. The Luger Morph and the Capper are both reskins of the pistol, making what is potentially the best set of reskin options in the entire game. All of these weapons are incredibly nice looking. Even the pistol, which would arguably be the weakest out of the 3, has numerous war paints that really add to the look. This was a difficult decision to make that would probably vary based on the day that I made it, but as of right now, I personally think that the Capper just feels the best to use. The laser beams are functionally identical to bullets, but
Luger has like that nice classical feel.
It's hard to explain.
I like
out
it
of all the 3 pistols, the Capper is where I'm placing my vote. So, ending Scout, that's 1 point for the normal weapons and 4 points for the reskins.
I would be happy with both.
Soldier only has half a reskin, so we don't count it here. Now hold on, I know what you're thinking. A reskin is a reskin. You can't say it's only a half. Well, TJ Heavy Yoshi, hear me out. A reskin is a weapon that's completely identical to the item it's replacing in every way but the model. While I'm willing to make exceptions for the bread jar since the differences are extremely minimal, the original has a mechanic that definitively separates it from the stock rocket launcher in higher level play. Even though every other stat is the same, the fact that the rocket comes from the center of the screen changes enough about your playstyle that we call it half of a reskin. So yeah, I'm gonna skip this one. Pyro has up to 5 reskins depending on how we want to handle Pyro, and personally, I think I was wrong to exclude these from my original weapon reskins video, since unlike the original, the only changes to them are visual. So that means that the flamethrower slot is a 3-way competition between stock, the rainblower, and the Nostromo Napalmer, which makes things very tricky because all 3 have attributes that I really like. The main benefit of stock is that on top of having readily available strange versions, its extra variants like Festives and Australiums are super nice looking. I'm particularly fond of the earlier decorated skins, specifically the Balloonicorn and the Warhog. On the other hand, the rainblower does have nice attributes like an included taunt kill, RGB gamer flames, and neat visual effects effects if you're not playing on 2 fort. Seriously,
True.
what the hell were they thinking? But on the third hand that I grew from nuclear waste exposure, the Nostromo Napalmer is one of the coolest looking reskins in the entire
That's
game.
what I'm
I know
saying.
it doesn't really mesh
It's
with
the
the game's art
coolest.
style perfectly, but like, just look at it. So even though
So
the decision
cool.
was tough, I'm going to say that my favorite flamethrower version all around is stock. If the Nostromo Napalmer
Stock?
had a strange version, then it would easily be that one, but unfortunately, I can't justify using a weapon that doesn't track my life's work. And also the skins carry stock. Seriously, I love some of the paints available for it. The Fire Axe versus the Lollychop is interesting, because why would I bother using either of them? But if I had to pick, it would probably be the Fire Axe, mainly because it has a kind of
Robnik
neat
says
looking
Nostro
festivized
Napalmer
version.
also
The Maul
has a
versus the
slightly
Homewrecker is a
longer
bit
range.
complicated, because while the Maul's lack of a strange variant doesn't matter for combat, it does mean you can't use it to track how many sappers you've smashed. If I use this weapon more,
Real.
I'm sure that would bother me, but considering this rarely makes it into my loadouts, the Maul gets the point. And finally, the Extinguisher versus the Postal Pummeler is an easy point for the Extinguisher. While I do like the creativity of the mailbox theme, the Extinguisher just looks so cool. And also it has a bunch of variants that can all be strange, where the Postal Pummeler has none, so yeah, this one isn't even close. Demo Man throws 4 more reskins into the hat, none of which come with strange versions. Goody. At least in the case of the bootlegger, there isn't really anything that tracks, and not having a strange option is really the least of our concerns. So between it and the wee booties, I'd say the bootlegger looks better and is therefore my preferred boot option. The Scottish Handshake is another reskin that looks absolutely amazing, but is personally killed by the lack of kill tracking. Please, dear God, Valve, make Universal Strange-a-Fires a thing already. Last up for demo, the Eyelander is another case where a single weapon has 2 different reskins, both of which look great in their own right. Between the 3 head-collecting swords, I'd say that the 9 Iron is the weakest conceptually, although it does get the bonus points for blocking the least amount of screen real estate. I really want to like the Horseless Headless Horseman's head taker, but due to your view model looking like this, I really can't stand using it. It's such an
cool,
interesting
but-
design for a
Robnik
weapon
says
that has
festive
unique
If only
sounds
it
and
was
looks super
transparent.
intimidating, but the fact that it turns TF2 into an accurate Demo Man simulator by blocking half of your vision is just too much for me. So by default, this one goes to the Eyelander, doubly so considering how nice the festive version looks. Moving on to Heavy, there are quite a few reskins to
Robo
look at,
Sandwich,
because I don't often
holy
play this
shit, I
class, so
forgot
I'll try to
about that.
speed through them. Now between the Iron Curtain and the minigun, you probably know what I'm going to say because the Iron
Icon.
Curtain can't be strange. However, I actually
Iron
play
Happy
Heavy so
VAL
infrequently
says
that
you
not
said stop,
tracking
which
minigun
sounded
kills
wrong,
really
really
doesn't
wrong.
bother me too much. The Iron Curtain is super nice looking with a
Stop, which sounded really wrong. Really? I don't
It's
remember
wooden
saying
trim
that.
and sharp angles, so I'll throw this point in the reskin direction. The Robo Sandwich is an insanely cool item that I'm sure would be an absolute joy to use.
There's no
but,
one here.
Yeah,
It's
this
like
one's going to stock
3
on
in the
principle.
morning,
The
there's no one
Delaco's
here.
Bar versus the Fish Cake is somewhat even because I really don't care about strange food items, but honestly I prefer the look of the chocolate bar more, so the Delaco's wins here.
Real
The Fists
chocolate.
overall aren't an amazing weapon considering the incredibly powerful side grade options you have access to, but dear God, I would be lying if I said the Apoco Fists didn't make me want to use them more. They really went above
Apoco
and
Fist is
beyond with
cool.
these things, making people explode on crit kills, making the model super detailed, and even letting him keep the default taunt kill even though it visually doesn't make any sense is wonderful, so these easily sweep the point for heavy stock melee. And last up, the Gloves of Running Urgently versus the Bread Bite is not very close, honestly. The Bread Bite is such a unique looking weapon with some of the most intricate animations for any weapon in the entire game, and all the default GRU has going for it is that the festive version is slightly to moderately cool looking. So, the
Ian
Bread
Abdi
Boys take another
ZAL
dub.
says it sounded
Engineer has
really
a
wrong,
single
TBH,
reskin of the
I just
Geiger
heard
counter,
stop
which
in a
on top
voice
of
I
having a
would not
widely
make
debated
specifically
pronunciation is an
cause
absolutely sick looking weapon. The only thing I don't like about it is this beam of light coming
My
out of the
fault.
front, mainly because it looks weird in certain lighting environments,
That
but
is
outside of
cool.
that,
What
it's
the hell?
not even
Wait,
close.
what is that weapon
Geiger
called?
counter
Chat, find me that weapon name.
handily beats the Wrangler. Technically,
I
Engineer has a
just-
second
I've never
weapon that's
known about
considered a
that
reskin, but like, come on now. This is a glorified Australian that you've not been able to obtain since Rebecca Black was popular. Why would I even bother counting this one? Medic has 0 reskins apparently, so moving on to Sniper gives us a wider selection to choose from. First up, there are 2 bow and arrows for your picking. The Huntsman, which has strange and festive versions, and the Fortified Compound, which does not. Take a wild guess as to which one I prefer. The Fortified Compound not having a strange really sucks though, because I
festive,
do
yeah,
slightly prefer
definitely
its
looks
look compared to
better.
the default Huntsman, but being able to track stuff like taunt kills, headshots, and other goofy metrics is super nice to have on a bow. So, once again, the Strange Dilemma kills yet another otherwise great reskin. Rest in peace. The Sniper Rifle versus the Opera Hand is a super tough decision, because while I certainly adore the look and feel of the Op, the Sniper Rifle has a ton of really good warpaints to choose from. While I mainly use the stock Sniper Rifle, I'd say that between the two, the Op is actually my preferred choice. The only reason I refuse to switch now is cost-sunk fallacy, because apparently it can't transfer strange kills between reskins. Why? The self-aware beauty mark is better than the Girardi for similar reasons as the mutated milk, so I won't repeat myself here, but I will at least note that the festive Girardi did make it a pretty close contender.
Whoa! I don't know.
THOI637 says T-Pong keeps stealing Australian weapons from others. Rognik says I'll go now, bye.
The Geiger counter. See ya, Rog. Thanks for dropping by.
Ian Abdi Z8L says it's the Gigas counter. THOI637 says death follows him.
How much is this? Shit. That's pretty expensive.
And finally, the Machina and the Shooting Star is yet another competition that is absurdly hard to judge because both weapons look amazing. Ironically, though, I think that the Shooting Star actually fits the game's art style better, mainly because it's stylized around what was considered futuristic at the time rather than what's considered futuristic now. While this doesn't normally impact my decisions a whole lot, the Shooting Star is just way too good to pass up, mainly because of this. And with that, the Invasion reskin sweep with a perfect score. You know, I think I might have a type. And ending off the list of classes with Spy, we have 8 entire reskins to rank. Good Lord Almighty. Why do they feel the need to add this many for Spy and Spy only? Well, regardless, they ain't gonna rate themselves, so let's plow through them. The Revolver versus the Big Kill goes to the Revolver, and not only for the reason you'd expect. The look and feel of the stock Revolver is actually quite nice, but what really tips it over the edge for me is the festive version. Just look at this handle. Perfection. The Your Eternal Reward versus the Wanga Prick also goes in favor of the default version because, once again, I feel like they just got it right on the first try. The Eternal Reward is one of my favorite looking melees in the entire game, and I can't imagine why they thought that this was the one that needed a reskin the most. Every other Spy reskin from here on out comes in groups of 3. Why would they do this instead of distributing them more? I have no idea, but it makes the decision just that much harder. The Knife, Sharp Dresser, and Black Rose are 3 amazing looking weapons, and much like the pistols, my opinion on which one is the best changes rather frequently. The stock knife is probably the weakest on its own, but it's boosted by it having one of the best patterns for paints to map onto, so its alternative versions end up looking incredible. The Sharp Dresser has very satisfying animations and sounds, and is overall one of my favorite reskins conceptually. And the Black Rose takes everything that I like about the stock knife and ramps it up to 11, coming with 2 great looking styles to boot. The reskins don't have strange versions, but in this instance, I don't really think it matters, because the Black Rose is one of my favorite reskins in the entire game. Seriously, the model and styles for this are both beautiful, and I feel bad for anyone who wasn't able to get it for free when Arma was still online. The Sappers also have a nice triplet of options, though I'm not sure they quite live up to the same hype as the knives. Between stock, the Snack Attack, and the App Sap, only a single one fills me with joy as I deploy it and have it talk my ear off. Even though it's louder than my parents divorcing in the background of a video I made in 2011, the App Sap is a lot of fun to listen to and a great nod to the Portal series. And last but indeterminately least, the stock Cloak Watch has its competition in the form of Tycho's Timepiece and the Quackenbert. While I do like Pac-Man and rectangles, I mean, this one has a duck on it, and I like ducks even more than Pac-Man and rectangles, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Quackenbert. So that's all the... Oh, wait, hold on, I'm getting a message. What's that? There's an untapped pool of reskins we've yet to examine. Yeah, the stock melee reskins are a thing, and quite a few of them too. Because it would be difficult to compare every single stock melee reskin to every single stock melee, I'm just going to rank each of them in their own category to keep things easy. In order from worst to best, there's the Crossing Guard because it's forgettable, the Memory Maker because it's also forgettable but slightly cooler, the Freedom Staff because it's also forgettable but it has a bird on it and I'm biased towards those, the Bat Outta Hell because it's boring but has funny jiggle bones, the Printy Machete because it's all class, the Necro Smasher because it's also all class but is slightly more thematic, and the Conscientious Objector because the concept of allowing anyone to upload any image they want onto a weapon is objectively hilarious and I'm tired of pretending it's not. So it's all come down to the ham in the pan, definitely widely used but for good reason. And between the two, I'd say that the best all-class melee reskin is the ham, because I love beating my meat. I mean beating people with my meat. So the final score of the 2022 Reskin Olympics is 10 points for the stock weapons and 17 points for the reskins. skins, with the Hamshank being the judge, I guess. And thus, that concludes my thesis of why weapon reskins in TF2 have always seemed like a strange case to me. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Hopefully my gift of a fan service video is sufficient. As much as weapon reskins has become a meme for whatever reason, I really do like the concept of them. Being
Ian Abdi Z8L says, did he say 20011?
2011? Well, this came out in like 2023. Okay, is that all we're gonna talk about? Watch today, guys. What? Are we done? Are we done with videos, guys? Are we done?
THOI637 says 67676767676767. Ian Abdi Z8L says, did he say he beats meat?
Yes. He beats his meats. All right.
Ian Abdi Z8L says might be spam. THOI637 says watch horror movies.
What the fuck is this?
Ian Abdi Z8L says TF2. THOI637 says I mean FNAF.
You guys want me to play TF2 now? For a bit?
Ian Abdi Z8L says TF2.
TF2.
THOI637 says those two videos weren't the only ones I sent you.
I know you sent me the ones with the... But I don't... Do I react to those? Because I don't know if I wanted to react to those. Send me like the whole playlist basically.
Ian Abdi Z8L says what is on your For You page?
Hmm? I don't know.
THOI637 says do Roblox. Ian Abdi Z8L says the shorts.
Don't ask me, man. It's just Gooner bait or something.
This is the best loadout for Spy.
Stock Spy. Agreed. Alright. Next.
This thing, bin it. This, a waste of space, mate. This, what, you're telling me you use mad milk as a... No, yeah, that's a pretty good second. Okay, what about this piece of... Yeah, that's pretty good too. Turns out there are quite a few good weapons for Scout, but for this series, we have to be ruthless, and we have to select just one loadout to rule them all. I'm going to propose to you what I think is the ultimate, most reliable, all-rounder loadout for Scout, and then I'll try to justify to you my choice. The best way to think about this question is, what loadout would you pick if you could only choose one loadout to use forevermore? And for me, this would be my loadout.
INFDZ8L says please tell me you don't watch that.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Perchance.
Or maybe this. Or this one. No, okay, I'll stick with this one. But just before we start
What the fuck?
this video,
We're watching this one.
This is just my opinion. Please leave me alone.
THOI637
this
says,
series
do you
is all
prefer
No.
about creating a discussion. There is
Stock?
no
Yeah,
right
sure.
or wrong answer. There may be some
Like
weapons
stock,
that are possibly
shotgun,
objectively better than
yeah.
others, but
And
many
stock
are side
pistol,
grades.
yeah, sure.
And for many, it's just too close to call.
Boston
and
Bashers,
nearly
man,
always
he's
it's highly
crazy.
situational and down to personal preference. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to pop them all in caps and maybe add a nice re at the beginning. So let's start with the official TF2 Scout tier list. I created this based on my own experience as well as by taking a look at
What the fuck? Um. Hmm.
THOI637 says, I knew stock bat is bad. Ian Abdi Z8L says, the from the please tell me you don't watch that got me thinking like Dokes edits.
Right. I mean, you have no proof. You have no proof. I have to think about this. I have to think about what I'm seeing here. Boston, I can see how Boston Basher can be good. He's making me think about it now. If you hit all your shots, for sure. But why would you put yourself in a situation where you have to get up close like that and you don't have your shotgun? Like, at least with the rap assassin, you can hit him and run. With the ball, but like, you have a distance so they don't mow you down right away. Okay, I have to watch his reason why he chose the Boston Basher though. I can understand like these basically, but the Boston Basher is what I don't get.
of damage or reduces your health, that just means the weapon is off the table for me. Let's start from the B tier and work our way up again. Note though that I think that all of these are better options than stock, but not better than fish, obviously, that goes without saying, or ham, or pan by the way. The sun on a stick is a meme, but it's actually a pretty decent meme, and that is for one reason. It makes you
says,
burn
I just
less.
can't prove
If
it.
you're
Dokes
set
music
alight
in the
and
back
they're on the
asterisk.
run, you can whip out this to take reduced damage. Pretty situational, but quite a useful piece of utility for the scout. The Sandman, I know it's undergone a whole lot of changes and nerfs, and I know that any range option is of course super useful, and this thing certainly used to be amazing, but now simply because it reduces the scout's
No.
HP to 110. This weapon has become quite off-putting for me, and I get the feeling that that's kind of the consensus from the community as a whole. But now we're getting to the real juicy options. First of all, the Wrap Assassin. Why is this good? Because as I mentioned before, nobody uses the Scout's melee to deal damage, and so nobody really cares when reduced damage is the downside. And so with the Wrap Assassin, it feels like you're practically getting an extra range option for free, which is pretty darn good. The Atomizer is another one that has been through lots of changes. Based on my understanding, again, nobody really cares that this weapon does less damage. The Atomizer simply becomes a handy utility option for the Scout that you can whip out occasionally whenever you need some extra mobility. I think the Atomizer and the Wrap Assassin are both awesome options for the Scout, but for this video, I'm still choosing the Boston Basher. And the reason the Boston Basher is so good is twofold. One, it doesn't even do less damage, so it feels like you're getting the bleed perk for free, as long as you don't miss of course. And two, the downside is actually an upside, allowing the player to purposely take self-damage and build an Uber with your medic. But I have to be fair here, this feature is mainly used in a competitive environment, and it's pretty rare to see this technique being used in a casual game of TF2. So there's a good argument for the Atomizer or Wrap Assassin being the best melee weapon for Scout. But if
you know, I've heard about that. You could use the Boston to build Uber. Yeah. Okay, now I see it.
If I had to choose one melee weapon for the rest of time, it would have to be the Boston Basher. So there we have it. What do you think of this majestical loadout? Is it the greatest thing you've ever seen? Have I
Ian Abdi Z8L says wait, just be honest, do you watch that? Mr. T Punk.
If you want the honest truth, then force Tito to give me money. I don't really watch it. I'll probably watch like, let's see. Nah, I don't really watch YouTube shorts like that. Yeah.
Majestical loadout.
This is more like a pocket scout loadout. Definitely
Ian Abdi
good.
Z8L
I
says
like
that
this.
he and you don't. What the flip?
What do you mean he and I don't? Is what the flip moment. I mean, I probably like watch it some like here and there. What the fuck is this? What are these ads? Yeah, because I was thinking like this definitely seems like a pocket scout loadout for sure. And it's definitely not, it's pretty valid actually now I think about it more. I would still use the rap assassin more in more situations in casual play, I guess. But if I was playing Pocket Scout, I would probably use this loadout for sure. To build one, this is to build Uber mostly. But Rap Assassin, I'll go with Rap Assassin. To be quite honest.
Ian Abdi Z8L says go to the shorts this instincts.
This is not in any
Ian Abdi
account.
Z8L says I will have proof.
What are you talking about? My shorts are.
THOI637 says let's hop on Roblox TC2.
This is all because of the algorithm. All right, chat. Take a vote. Are we doing TC2 or TF2 for like a few bits?
Ian Abdi Z8L says they just changed they're up.
They're up. You guys want to react to Mrs. Blue? Okay, I think we're done with this stuff. Team Fortress 2. We have one for Team Fortress and one for Team Classical too.
Ian Abdi Z8L says TF2 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 TF2.
Oh. I wonder which one should I do? Okay, I will do one match of TC2 and one match of TF2. Team Classic is great.
Ian Abdi Z8L says wheel spin.
Wheel spin? You really want me to do a wheel spin for this? Alright. We'll do a wheel spin for this. Wheel picker. TF2 or TC2. Alright. How you guys want to do this? Best of 3 or whatever comes first?
Ian Abdi Z8L says yup.
What? Whatever comes first? Are we doing best of just one? All right. Let's see. Oh. Looks like TF2 won. Huge for the TF2 community.
Ian Abdi Z8L says yes TF2.
I'll just do like one or two games. All right, let's do this.
I have expensive taste.
Yeah, I'm going to bed. Tigo. Come out wherever you want.
Ian Abdi Z8L says, do you use your left hand for the mouse?
Fucked up.
I forgot.
Nah.
The cop has stopped! They got a sentry up there!
Oh my fucking god. Can't believe that happened.
Ian Abdi Z8L says it's just rude there's no mouses for left-handed people.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to live with it, honestly.
THOI637 says I leave to get a bath and bro is already playing without me.
Because you're taking too long. Why would I wait for you?
THOI637 says I have proper hygiene unlike you, I prepare myself for women and men.
Okay, buddy. Sure.
Ian Abdi Z8L says 2FORT is good asterisk bad. THOI637 says why are you using stock, didn't you prefer Iron Bomber?
Yeah. It just happened to be that I have Iron Bomber.
Ian Abdi Z8L says Iron Bomber.
A sticky bomb Aussie.
THOI637 says why you use your secondary more than primary.
The sticky bombs are goated. My Aussie, no.
THOI637 says broke ab.
You bitch.
THOI637 says this is why I get men.
No, you don't. You get men AIDS. That's what you do.
The bloody car's not moving! Sentry ahead!
Ian Abdi Z8L says oh Australian think asterisk stickies. Ian Abdi Z8L says men? Probably a misspell or YK.
Nah, he's just special. He's a special little guy. A special little, mentally guy. Oh, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it if he keeps uncloaking on the cart.
Ian Abdi Z8L says he goes on the special bus.
Nice. Push him out.
Mission begins in 60 seconds. Incoming! Move him out! Cowboy up! Come on, hit it, Doc! Now, Doctor, now! Charge me, Doctor! Mission begins in 30 seconds. Now this is Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thanks, mate. Stop the bloody nigger. Everyone, we must stop that bomb! Stop the bloody bomb! The bomb's nearing the checkpoint!
Oh, that's weird. My mouse is broken.
Additional time.
Ian Abdi Z8L says is 2-4 the best map? Yes, what stupid question am I asking asterisk?
Spy here! Made it!
Spy
guys everywhere.
Okay, my mouse is broken and it's annoying me. God, that is annoying. Why is my mouse broken? This is so annoying. I gotta fix my mouse. Holy shit. There we go. Graphics are wrong. Mouse still on? What the fuck? This feels so off. Ooh. Bruh. My sensitivity is so weird. Two or something. I feel so off.
Ian Abdi Z8L says the Scottish skull cutter is a silly weapon on Harvest when you spawn camp.
Oh my god, you got cheers, Lament. He's an OG. My sensitivity's back, I think. Test out the sniper now.
We have lost the control point.
Spy! The engineer is a
We have secured the control point.
spy here! Dear Ronnie! Thanks, mate.
That's why he's struggling.
Appreciate it.
Our control point is being captured.
Spy! Spy round here!
control point is being contested.
Ian Abdi Z8L says pretty please.
What?
Our control point is being captured.
Man.
Time has been added.
Thanks, mate. Keep coming! Leaders! Bam! Fine shot, mate. Need to dispense out of here. Need to dispense out of here. Heads up!
I like turtles.
Appreciate it.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Your name, mates.
Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Soldier, he's a spy.
You ate a strawberry?
Bombs away. Fire, you mongrels.
Ah, that fucking thing.
There is the teleporter. Destroy the fucking teleporter.
What the fuck?
fucking easy.
Mission begins in 60
Real
seconds.
TF tooling. Real.
Ian Abdi Z8L says cheese pull.
What? This go on about.
Thanks, Doc.
Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thanks, mate.
What the fuck? I didn't hit that.
Ian Abdi Z8L says this is easy is a classic line. Ian Abdi Z8L says I made a cheese pull.
Storm Mom's on the beach!
Yeah, it's such a funny line. That got me.
easy, guys. Good job.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
God save the Queen!
I think 1.2 has to be the sweet spot. Should I go for Machina?
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Yellow Cheese Pizza says what's cheese?
Cheez-Its.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, they got everything set up. Okay. Gonna try to help them. They didn't have everything set up.
Ian Abdi Z8L says what is your scout loadout?
Is Scout loadout? I'll show it later. Ow. This. Get that jump. Why is that not jumpable?
Ian Abdi Z8L says harvest Scottish skull cutter.
Ah, what the fuck? I just got
Ian
stuck.
Abdi Z8L says someone tell him GNG.
I'm not playing Skull Cutter, man. No, not demo.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
They have like no cloak, man.
No, no, you're not allowed to be drunk in the cave.
That's kind of fucked up if you think about that.
Ian Abdi Z8L says okay, but it has crits.
No, he turned around. Good. I wanted to go in. I was holding the door open for them.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Gonna be in next stream? Maybe, yeah. Problem with that is that it takes like 40 minutes to find a map. So it's really big problem.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
Ian Abdi Z8L says can you do MVM?
He gets a crit off. And he wasn't even looking at me. That's awesome. Well, getting the string there. See everyone in the next one.
Ian Abdi Z8L says get the victory and make sure blue doesn't seize the area. THOI637 says I would pocket you, but my big sis is using my PC to play Sims 4.
You only have one PC? That's crazy. I thought you were rich, man. Where's her PC?
THOI637 says she prefers mine.
Why don't you buy her one?
THOI637 says she has an Apple MacBook.
Oof. Why does she have an Apple MacBook? Does she know how bad that is?
THOI637 says because Apple is better.
Nope. Nope.
THOI637 says what is your argument?
Try to play Minecraft on a MacBook.
THOI637 says if you don't even know what RAM is.
You don't even know what RAM is, and you're a comp sci major.
THOI637 says random access memory, you fat.
Yeah, what does it do? Huh? Stupid.
THOI637 says store data temporarily for the system to use later, something that can't be stored inside the processor.
Ah, you have to search that up. I know you had to search that up.
THOI637 says since the processor does have its own space known as cache.
Okay, I end stream. So long, everybody. You have about 10 seconds to get out.
THOI637 says go back to your app finding woman.
Okay, bye.